Hello everyone, myself Forum Mokwana, Assistant Professor of EC Department at LJ Institute of Engineering and Technology. In last session, we have started unit number 3, that is the geostationary orbit. In today's session, we will cover the calculation of elevation angle, limits of visibility, and the polar mount antenna. That the calculation of azimuth angle was calculated in the last session in antenna look angle topic, right? So today we will derive how to calculate the elevation angle. Now, first of all, we know that elevation angle is the vertical angle, alright, which is measured between satellite and the subsatellite point with respect to the center of the earth, right? So, how it is going to be calculated? The azimuth angle was calculated based on the spherical triangle, but the elevation angle is calculated from the plane triangle over here, right? So by applying the cosine rule to this plane triangle, then we will get the value of d. D means a distance between earth station and the satellite, right? That we have already discussed in the last session. AGSO stands for geostationary orbit and A stands for radius, okay, radius of geostationary orbit. AE stands for radius of earth and H stands for height of the orbit, or you can say at specific height a satellite is located, right? This is sigma is equal to 90 plus elevation angle. EL stands for elevation. Over here a small b angle is present. So small b is equal to arc cos, that means a cos inverse in bracket cos capital B into cos lambda e. Lambda e stands for latitude of earth station, right? So a small d is calculated from this equation. The equation is d is equal to under root of r square plus agso square minus 2r agso into cos b. Now r means radius of earth, agso means radius of geostationary orbit, and small b is this value, that is cos inverse cos b into cos lambda e, right? Now we are applying the sine rule for this plane triangle. Why? Because we want to calculate the value of elevation angle. So it is calculated as EL, that is elevation angle is equal to cos inverse in bracket agso by d into sine b, right? AGSO stands for a radius of geostationary orbit. D stands for this distance between satellite and the earth, and the small b comes from over here, right? So for calculating the elevation angle, this plane triangle is required, and from this plane triangle, by applying cosine rule, we will get a value of small d, and by applying a sine rule, we will get the value of elevation angle. These two equations are the most important for calculation of elevation angle. How this elevation angle is calculated, I will show it with one example. Example is, find the range and the antenna elevation angle for the radius of earth, which is given as 6371 km, AGSO, that is the radius of geostationary orbit, 42164, kilometer, and the value of B, it is already given, that is 36.23 degree, right? So first we are going to calculate the value of small d, that we are going to use the previous equation of d, r square plus agso minus 2r agso into cos b, right? By solving this equation we will get the value of small d, okay, that is 37,215 kilometer. Alright, now we have to calculate the value of elevation angle. It is calculated from this equation, cos inverse agso upon d into sin b, right? Value of b is already given, okay. By solving this equation we will get value of elevation angle as 48 degree. So this is the method to calculate the value of elevation angle. So up to this, now we are able to find the antenna loop angle. That means we are able to calculate the value of azimuth angle with the help of spherical triangle and elevation angle with the help of plane triangle, right? In calculation of azimuth angle we have to focus that 4 figure, that is the location of earth station, whether it is north side or south side, or whether it is east side or west side. Based on that 4 condition we are able to calculate the value of azimuth angle, right? Now the next topic is polar mount antenna. First of all, what is the use of polar mount antenna? Actually, in our home, the antenna which has to be steerable, especially it requires azimuth and the elevation actuators separately, but we can use a single actuator which moves the antenna in circular arc, whether vertically or the horizontally. So this phenomena is known as the polar mount antenna, right? So the antenna pointing can only be accurate for one satellite, because we are going to point our antenna to a specific direction for a specific azimuth angle and for a specific elevation angle. So it can be accurately pointing only a one satellite. With the help of this polar mount antenna, the dish is mounted on an axis which is termed as the polar axis, such that antenna bore side is normal to the axis. Now, that how much amount of angle of tilt is required to point a specific satellite into the space. So that term is known as the angle of tilt, which is represented over here as a delta, right? That represents the angle between the polar mount and the local horizontal plane is set equal to the earth station latitude, right? So that delta is represented as 90 minus elevation angle minus lambda e. Over here EL0 stands for the angle of elevation, which are required for the satellite position due south of the earth station. Lambda e stands for latitude of earth station, right? Now we got the value of angle of tilt, that is delta, okay? And we know that the value of capital B, which is called phi E minus phi SS, that we have already discussed while we have done the calculation of azimuth angle. Phi E stands for longitude of Earth station and phi SS stands for longitude of subsatellite point, right? And the small v is equal to arc cos, that is cos inverse cos b into cos lambda e, that we have already derived. But a value of capital B is equal to 0, so this is 0, right? So arc cos into cos, that means cos inverse into cos, that becomes 1, so we will get a B is equal to lambda e. Now simply place this equation, that is cos EL0 is equal to A GSO upon D into sin lambda e. We will get this equation. Cos EL0 stands for cos of elevation angle, right? AGSO stands for radius of geostationary orbit divided by distance. See, this equation is not a new, that we have already derived while discussing the calculation of elevation angle. The only difference is over here cos inverse is present, right, at the right hand side. So I have just moved this cos inverse to the leftmost side, so it will become a cos, right? Why? Because we have to simply place the value of elevation angle over here. So by combining these two equations, del is equal to 90 minus, place the value of EL0, that is cos inverse AGSO upon D into sin lambda E minus lambda E as it is. So this is the equation to calculate the angle of tilt. This equation has been come at the time of calculation of elevation angle. We have simply placed over here a cos, right? We have used the geometry of plane triangle that we have already discussed for the calculation of elevation angle, right? So this is the final equation to calculate the angle of tilt, right? This diagram shows the how much amount of angle of tilt is required. This is our antenna, this is our earth, this is the equatorial plane, right? And antenna bore side is into this direction. So the angle between north and the bore side is exactly equal to a 90 degree, right? Now we will take one example to calculate the angle of tilt. The example is, determine the angle of tilt required for the polar mount antenna which is used with the earth station at latitude 49 degree north. Please make a note. Over here a north is present. Assume a spherical earth of mean radius 6371 km. Ignore the earth station latitude. What is given? Latitude of earth station, that is lambda E, is given. Its value is 49 degree north. See, it's north, then we have to take this value as a positive. So lambda E is plus 49, right? We are simply using the equation of small d in which this is the value of r, this is the value of AGSO, minus 2 into r into AGSO into cos lambda e, because lambda e is equal to small b. Alright, so we will get the value of small d as 38,287 kilometer. Now we will calculate the value of elevation angle. Why? Because it is required for the equation of delta. Simply placing all this value AGSO, D and the lambda E, we will get the value of elevation angle, that is 33.8 degree. Now by using the equation of delta, that is delta is equal to 90 minus elevation angle minus lambda E, right? This is the value of elevation angle, this is the value of lambda E, which is already given over here, right? So we will get the angle of tilt, that is 7 degree, right? The value of delta is 7 degree. Okay. Now the next term is limits of visibility. Now what does it mean? As this is our earth, this is the equatorial plane, and this is the radius of geostationary orbit. So limits of visibility defines that at the east side or at the west side there is a limits on geostationary arc. This is a geostationary arc which is visible from any given earth station. So the limits will be set by the geographic coordinates of the earth station and the antenna elevation. The lowest value of elevation is 0 when the antenna is pointing along the horizontal, right? If it is pointing along the horizontal, then its value is 0. So the quick estimate of the longitude limits can be made by considering the earth station at the equator. Earth station, assume the earth station is placed on the equator. Then with the antenna pointing either east side or at the west side along the horizontal, we will define the value of limits of visibility with the help of this angle theta. So cos theta is equal to AE upon AGSO, right? AE stands for radius of earth, which is 6378 km. AGSO stands for radius of geostationary orbit, right? It is 42164 km. So the limits of visibility is 81.3 degree, right? Its value can be either a plus or it can be a minus. So it is bounded to the 81.3 degree about the earth station longitude, right? So over here, chapter number 3, that is the geostationary orbit, is finished. These are the references. Thank you.